Today, I wanted to talk to you about the questions that we ask ourselves, in particular regarding your weight loss journey. So, have you ever thought, are you asking the wrong questions about weight loss? Well, I'm going to talk to you about what you can ask instead. All right, let me grab my notes here because it's a really important topic. Because have you ever felt like no matter what you do, weight loss just isn't happening? Maybe you've told yourself, I can't stick to a plan, or I just don't have time to make it work. What if the real problem isn't the effort, but the questions you're asking yourself? So many women over 40 unknowingly keep themselves stuck by focusing on the wrong questions, questions that lead to frustration and not solution. So, I'm going to talk to you today about a simple shift in your mindset and the right questions that can create incredible transformations. So, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Dr. Lori Marbus. I'm a board certified family and lifestyle medicine physician who has been a physician for well over 2 decades and have really enjoyed the lifestyle medicine part of my practice every single day. I get to help people understand how behaviors and mindset and principles of lifestyle medicine can really make a huge difference in their life. So, welcome, and I'm so excited to have you here. But let's continue. First of all, what is the problem? Why the wrong questions lead to the wrong actions? It is so common to ask yourself things like, why can't I stay motivated? What's wrong with me? I've heard that one a lot from patients. What's the quickest way to lose weight? Do any of those resonate with you? Does it sound like something that you've asked yourself? Now, these questions are full of blame, frustration, and a focus on short term fixes, okay? They don't open the door to solutions, but instead they close it, making you feel defeated before you even ever begin. But when you are asking empowering, forward focused questions, everything changes. I hope that makes sense. What I want to share with you now is a real life example from saying I can't to what can I do. This is a really fun story, and you may have heard me share it before, but it is absolutely one of my favorites. I once worked with a woman who came in to me feeling completely stuck, right? She was struggling with her weight, diabetes, and really an overwhelming belief that she couldn't change. Then one day she said to me, I just can't do this, Dr. Marbus. I don't have time to energy to exercise. I can't even just figure it out. I'm just done. So instead of, agreeing or offering a complicated plan, I asked her one simple question. What can you do to move more, even just a little bit? And what was interesting, she paused and thought about it and didn't have an answer. So I asked another question. When was the last time you spent any time outside? She thought for a moment, and said, when I'm walking to and from my car for work. Now that was her starting point. I said, okay, here's what you got to do or think about doing. Start by walking to the end of your driveway and back every day when you come home from work or go to work. She goes, and I said, that's it. She looked really confused and she's like, how is that going to help? She asked. Well, I explained this principle of compounding progress, how small, consistent actions add up over time. I use the example of a penny that doubles in value every single day. At first, you're like, a penny? Yes. At first, it doesn't seem like much, but by day 30 of doubling the value every single day, it's worth over $5 million. So that was incredible to think about, right? I also told her the idea of just improving 1% every single day. And it might not seem like much in the moment, but over weeks and months, it becomes life-changing. So now I'm going to tell you how she ended up, right? She decided just to trust the process because it was so easy to do this. This one little action seemed like, well, of course I can do that, right? And she just began to walk to the end of her driveway and back daily. And then over time, those steps grew into walks around the block and longer walks into her neighborhood. And then eventually she was walking 2 to 3 miles a day. She lost 60 pounds and reversed her type 2 diabetes. And I will tell you, she gained more confidence than she thought she could ever have, all because she started by asking, what can I do? And that's kind of the next step here is the shift, right? How do we ask better questions to transform your journey? So if you're feeling stuck in anything, not even just weight loss, start by shifting your questions. Here's how to reframe. So, one, instead of saying, why can't I stick to a diet? Ask, what small, sustainable habit can I start today? Another question, instead of, why is weight loss so hard for me? Ask, what can I do to make healthy choices easier? Another question, why don't I have time to work out? Ask, when and where can I move my body even for 5 minutes? Now, these questions focus on possibility and progress. They empower you to find solutions instead of dwelling on barriers. Do you understand the power of this? Is that we're taking our attention away from the perceived problems and we use our mind, this intelligent, incredible thing that we have, to find solutions just by shifting the questions. It is so powerful if you will start to do this. And you don't have to start huge, just start small. Just one thing that maybe you find yourself dwelling in the negative and say, how can I reframe this to a positive question that focuses on searching for solutions and tiny solutions at that? Now, let's talk about the science of small steps. Well, when you take small, consistent actions, you trigger a psychological principle called the compound effect. Now, each positive step builds momentum, making the next step easier and more impactful. So, at first, your progress may seem slow, but over time, the results multiply. Whether it's adding more steps, improving food choices, or sleeping better, those small changes create a ripple effect that transform your health. Imagine like you were a baby, right? You don't come out of the womb running, but over the 12 months, you start by rolling over on your tummy. Then you roll over on your back. And before you know it, you're sitting up. And before then, you're crawling. And then you're standing for the first time. And then you take your first step. And then you take a few more steps. And then before you know it, your mom is trying to catch you running around the house. So imagine yourself as an infant in this journey. What is the question that I need to get to the next step or the next small action that will get me closer to my goal? Okay, that's how we want to start. So the takeaway is reframe your questions and then transform your journey. If you're feeling overwhelmed, you are not alone. But remember, the transformation doesn't happen in giant leaps. You don't go run a marathon right out of a womb, right? It happens in small, consistent steps. Does that make sense? So instead of focusing on what you can't do, ask yourself, what's the one small thing I can do today? And that single shift can open the door to remarkable progress. And remember, you don't have to do this just about weight loss. This is a powerful thing you can do in any area of your life, relationships, finances, any struggle, anywhere you want to make progress. Just think about the questions you've been asking yourself and say, what is a different question that is solution oriented that will make the difference here, that will pull my brain from the negative problems to the positive impossibilities? I really hope this works for you. I mean, I know it'll work for you, but I hope you really take this into heart and just kind of dwell on it. Think about it. Go to sleep tonight. And it's like, if you don't know those questions, just say, brain, let me know those questions that I need to be changing. And tomorrow morning, let me wake up with a new intention of transforming my life. I really hope you guys understand. This is so, so powerful. Okay. So if that story resonated with you and you're ready to kind of take the next small step, I will invite you to join my free webinar. It's the 6 steps to master metabolism and lose weight. And together we dive deeper into how you can build those lasting habits one step at a time and then achieve the health and energy you deserve. So you can click below in the link and I would love to see you there. So thanks again for joining me. And I really hope this was helpful. I felt really inspired to share that with you today, to just ask different questions. I found myself needing to ask some different questions on a few things in my life, and it was really, really helpful. And so I hope this works for you too. So as always, I'm sending gratitude, joy, and love your way. in healing, my friends. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you next time.